Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Forces of Fandom as I about knock my mic down. I'm your host, Ashley.
And I'm your other host, Savi.
And Mariah is at her sister's graduation, so she's not with us today. So I guess for now we're just two simple women making our way through the multiverse. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Well, it's Monday when this comes out, so
yes.
Everybody knows the drill.
Yes, it's Saturday, and at least I didn't say Friday, because that's almost what I say every other time. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm okay. How are you?
Good. I'm tired. Very tired today.
I feel like I'm always tired, so I can't say tired, because it's like, she's always tired, so, you're okay.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's pretty much my answer anytime someone asks me. But apart from that, I'm good. It's not as hot today. It's been hot here. So.
It's hot over here too. The only reason I'm able to wear my sweater right now is because I had the AC on for like the last 2 hours. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like chilly in here. But if I were to step outside, yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. We don't have AC. And so it gets in the 80s in my house. Yeah. It's brutal. Sorry, I almost knocked over my water. But yeah, I'm good. Episode. I'm like sitting here trying to think. Is it okay? I'm already trying to think about it and I can't remember. I get confused.
Do you want to do the news before or after?
I guess we can do the news now. So Nerf Herder News is kind of bare this week. Really the only thing I have is Avenger Campus opened yesterday. But I am super excited. I've been watching videos, and then Disneyland, I watched their whole opening video. I don't know if you saw that, but
yeah,
I am excited.
They really hit the mark with this area because they did something that I was very as much as I love Batu, I could spend my whole trip at Batu, which is what I did last time, and I'd be satisfied, but what I like that they did with Avengers Campus is that it's not stuck in one specific time.
Mm-hmm.
I like that all the characters are there. I like that there's no limits on it, if that makes sense. I love that because I'm sure you've seen, I hope whoever's listening has seen the videos or keeping up online. If you haven't, I would leave because we're going to talk about that. But I love that they have Steve Rogers' Captain America, and then they have Sam's Captain America.
Yes, I do too. Around.
And it's just cool.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it doesn't limit what time. I feel like in Galaxy's Edge, it's just we're playing the same time period every time we go,
Right, it's kind of limited on you're never going to see Leia there. You're never going to see Han or Luke because we're just stuck in just in that time. And I would love to see Vader or Leia someone show up.
I know you could have seen them in the I forgot what it's called, that area where they have technically the little museum area for the Star Wars stuff.
I have met Vader there. What is it?
But
I don't remember what it's called.
I can't remember either. I liked going there because it was Boba Fett, Darth Vader, Chewbacca, Kylo, and then. Well, obviously right now it's closed down. I don't know if it's because of COVID regulations because it's a small space or if they're doing something to it, which I hope not because I really like what's there. But yeah, in Batu, it you know how cool it'd be if I were just to see Mando walking around?
Oh my god.
I don't even have to take a picture with you, man. Just to see him walking around.
Yes.
Han running around with Chewie. That'd be cool. I hope they see that with Avengers Campus and are like, you know what, we're gonna change up the Galaxy's Edge area because it seems like people are happier with that area.
Right. And I love how I don't know if interactive is the right word, but you see random fights break out and Black Panther climbs up the wall and Spider-Man like rappels down and stuff. Like that's super cool.
I love that. I love that they have the fights going on. I love that the characters are all just out and like I saw a video where Black Widow's fighting I forgot the name of the villain, but he's gonna be the villain in her movie, right?
Taskmaster?
Is that
I think so.
what it is? I like seeing that. And then I saw that Thor and Loki were just chilling and just watching her, and I was like, see, I like that because
Right.
it's kind of realistic too.
And I like that they have like the Dora Milaje, like you can train with them or whatever it is. They're just walking around like I'm gonna lose my shit when we go.
You know what I really like is that it's interactive to both kids and adults. I know it's obviously aimed more towards kids, especially just the whole park itself. It's very like pushing kids to interact, especially with science and anything educational. But I like that I've seen videos of the Dora Milaje interacting with like adults, like, you know, asking them, well, who wants to take part in it? And they take adults because Disney doesn't always do that. I hate to be that person. I know people are going to be like, well, it's for kids. Man,
Well, I'm just a large child then because I would like to do that. Like the Jedi training and stuff, that was for kids. Like why can't I be a Jedi?
Yeah, why can't we do? I would be so happy if I could do that.
Yes.
But yeah, I saw that they were interacting with adults, and I was like, I love that. You have no idea how much that's like so cool to me that they're doing that.
Right. And I'm excited because Iron Man is going to be out and he wasn't a character that was there before. And you know how much I love Iron Man. So that's going to be awesome. And the whole have you seen the area where Doctor Strange is?
Yes, I was like, that area is gonna be probably the best area because of all the stuff they added in. And have you seen his entrance? Like how he arrives?
Yes.
So sick.
It is. And I love the lighting. Like Disney has nailed nighttime lighting just in general in the park. It's always amazing. So
I think I'm most excited for is like the Spider-Man area because he's my favorite. And just so anyone listening, I watched the Imagineers story on how they worked on the animatronic, and the animatronic is only in play when he's in the air. That's it. Everyone thinks that when he's like starting the bit, they think that's the animatronic, and I'm like, no, it's just when he's in the air. That's the animatronic. The rest of it is someone, you know, cosplaying Spidey.
it's super cool though. It's going to be so cool. I know Alice is going to freak because she loves Spider-Man.
I think it's like like for me as an adult, I'm like, I know it's, you know, I know what's going on, like I just explained. It's still gonna blow my mind. So imagine kids like in real life. If I were to see that when I was a kid, I would believe superheroes are real.
Right.
And like I wouldn't question it.
I would too. So it's gonna be great. And if we all go together in October, then you can come with us and we can live through her. She thinks it's real.
I feel like I'd have so much fun with your daughter because like I get into it in those areas. Like I like pretending and having fun and dressing up. And I feel like she'd be so into it. I would just, you know, when a kid's just having so much fun, it just throws that energy towards like the rest of the group, and I just feel like that's what'll happen.
Yeah, I think she'd like that too. It's like I was telling you yesterday, during your pop shop, which we should talk a little bit about that, but she was watching you with me, and then she's like not understanding, because whenever we FaceTime people, like she always has to get involved. Well, we've done that. We've been on the phone before, and she had to say hi, but she's like, hi, Savi. Not realizing like we're not on the phone yesterday, but yeah, she would have fun.
I like, did I say hi back? I don't know. That whole
No,
thing
you
was
did.
like a blur. Okay. It's like, I'm pretty sure I said hi, but I don't remember.
So how did that go? I mean, I think it went good, but on your side, how did that go? Or maybe we should tell people what that is first.
So, yeah, because it technically is new, and I know a lot of people still were like very confused on it, and were like, what is that? I've never heard of that. So Pop Shop Live is basically this new app where it's basically like selling in real time, live, you guys can buy from whoever you're supporting store while interacting with them. So it's like taking the whole idea of vending in real life to another level, because now I don't have to go to like a convention, or I don't have to go to an event to do that anymore, to interact and sell. I can do it through that app, which personally for me it is technically a little better, because like my anxiety has gotten so much worse with the pandemic. Like I'm usually just home. Anytime you guys see me out and about, I've mentally prepared myself for like 2 days. But it's pretty cool. It's still new, so people are barely learning about it, but I think it's very interesting, because I could literally even, like, if you were to interact with me, I could literally call you through it, and you can answer the call if you'd like, and we can literally interact with each other in real time with the shop and the show, which is pretty insane.
Right? That would be fun. That's cool.
But yeah, I was beyond nervous. I kept saying that throughout the whole show. But I think it went good for a first time ever trying that.
Yeah.
So people have asked me to go back and do it again. I do want to. I just feel like I need a little bit more practice with it.
Well, you did really good. Like I told you, you didn't seem like you were nervous. So.
Because like I told you, when I get nervous, I talk really fast. And I was so worried that if I just paused, people would get bored, or like I feel like people with anxiety get what I'm saying, and people who don't are going to be like, that's normal, like if you pause, you know? But like me as an anxious person, a millisecond of a pause could feel like I paused for 5 minutes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so that's why in my head, it's like, how do I say it? It's going much faster than what's really happening. So I feel like 5 minutes of pausing just happened, so I have to keep talking. And in reality, that didn't happen. Like I never stopped talking.
Right.
But it was still awesome, still cool, and I hope to do it again soon. Yeah. And hopefully you guys can check it out. There's a bunch of other sellers too doing it, and I highly recommend it. That way you guys can talk to sellers and just interact. It's pretty fun because people do games and all this other stuff. I just wasn't as prepared.
But you still interacted with everyone, and people got to ask you questions and stuff, and so I thought it was pretty cool.
Thank you.
And I got the stuff that I wanted, so I was happy. I got that print, which is beautiful. I'm so excited for that. That's another thing that I think I like about it, is that I'm able to show off things in real time rather than posting it, because I love that print. I worked really hard on that print, and again, it's not something that was in demand, especially like my first print, people didn't really go for it, which was the Ahsoka with the sunflowers. But I think it's because the second one I put more detail. But a lot of people weren't into the print from what I posted on Instagram, like the picture I took. And then they're like, it looks so different in person on the pop shop. Like it's bigger than what it looked like on the picture, and it looks nicer. You can see the details. So I feel like that definitely like helped out. So I feel like if you're gonna like sell online and you don't want to like, I don't know, go to a show, or you're anxious to like actually still go out, I definitely recommend Pop Shop Live, because it's just, you're in the safety of your home or wherever, your studio, and you're still able to interact and sell stuff. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. All right, should we talk about the episode? I'm just looking up the name of it because I can't remember. It was episode 6. Decommissioned? Yeah. Decommissioned. Yes.
What's with these one-word episodes?
Hey, right? I mean, I guess it makes sense, because they were trying to get pieces of a robot, but still. Did you like it?
Okay, listen, I loved it because of all the Clone Wars references, you know? I don't know if you want to go in order. I've noticed you and me tend to jump around a lot when Mariah's not here, because she's much more organized than us.
Yes.
But I loved all the stuff pertaining to the Clone Wars because technically, we're still transitioning.
Mm-hmm.
So before anybody's like, oh no, they're like throwing in Clone Wars stuff, like, get over it. We're still in the transition period. So we're
Right.
gonna still see things from that era, and I don't mind it because I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I did too. Um, yeah, see, I can't even remember stuff in order. It's like as we talk about things, it's when it makes me think
Yeah.
about other stuff. So,
I feel like that's the way to go. I don't mind it. I prefer it. That way we can, that's just how I like doing it.
okay.
But my only complaint, and I'm gonna be that person. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna be that person. I was very upset to see those sisters back.
I know, I
I
did.
literally screamed.
I did laugh to myself because I know so many people didn't like that arc. And I'm like, and that's who you chose to go with.
I I love Dave Filoni. I really do. Um, but I want to know. I know everything that is done in these shows are for a reason. I was very upset to see them again. To be honest with you, I was not surprised because they were introduced for a reason in the Clone Wars. So I was like, they're gonna do something with them. What, I don't know, but they're gonna show up again. Sadly. But yeah, as soon as I heard Rafa's voice, I was like, no, please God, no.
Right. Yeah. I did still like the episode though. That part made me laugh. And I know we're jumping like to the very end with this, but do you have a guess on who they were talking to?
Okay, so I it sucks that Mariah's not here because she was the one that was like pushing Ahsoka the most in
Right.
here, and I love Ahsoka, you know that, but I kind of was like, no, don't go that route. But they're wearing a white robe, and R7's with them.
Right. See, my only other thought was Bail Organa, because at this point, isn't Ahsoka... Well, but the novel's not canon anymore. Because at this point, she was hiding out on another planet, if we were to follow the novel.
Everyone's using the novel as a reference, but the thing is, they've said the novel is no longer canon, so...
Right.
We technically are in the air right now with, So the reason I think Ahsoka is because the sisters, they met her, and I'm sure that she's the one that connected them to like this whole idea of joining the rebellion.
Right.
It just makes sense, and they have R7. Come on, like who in the book, R7. I know in the Clone Wars he got destroyed or like he got blasted really badly, and then in the book it says that Rex and Ahsoka went back for him and repaired him. Because at the end of the Clone Wars, when Rex heads back to the ship they have, you can see pieces of him, like, that they salvaged. So I'm sure they fixed them, and, they kept them, and who knows, Ahsoka might have just given R7 to them, or he's just a part of the rebellion and happened to go with them on that mission. But my guess would be it's either Ahsoka. I also thought Bail Organa mainly because of the rope and the design on it, and it would make sense. He's also, trying to put together a rebellion as well. Or I don't know if this is like right timeline. I don't know. Mon Mothma.
Yeah.
Just because of the rope. That's it.
Right.
That's the only reason.
I know. It's like after seeing it, it's like, okay, who all in Star Wars wears robes? I mean, it would be...
Those are like...
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, those are the three that I was like, it makes sense to put those three in the hat.
Right. If Ahsoka is going to be in the show, that's a good lead-in to having her show up. So, I guess we'll see. So can we talk about that part?
I feel like I already know what part it is.
I swear to God. Soon as he said it.
I feel like I yelled a lot during this episode because that part made me yell too.
Yeah. See, I'm like internally screaming because Alice is usually asleep. Well, she's asleep at this point, and so I'm like.
No, I watch it always usually with my partner, and usually I keep it cool together and I just kind of gasp and I'm like, oh, or like, you know?
Right.
But this episode had me just, I feel like this was besides the end of The Mandalorian, I think this episode had me yelling a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when he got hit on the head again, I was like, I'm done.
Right.
They're just torturing him for no reason, and he doesn't deserve this because he's my favorite, so I get very like protective of him.
Same.
But then when I heard the words, I was like, no.
I think I did say no. I think I was like laying there like, no, 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 no. And then it was like he shook himself out of it. Like he ended up saying it twice, didn't he?
You know what's yeah, he said it twice, and I find it very interesting that Crosshair is the one saying it.
Yes.
And another thing too that I kind of was a little confused with is that he fought it.
Right.
Like he's fighting it, and I'm like, but how do you know to fight it if it's protocol? Like,
right.
And if you know to fight it, why don't you mention it to the rest of the Bad Batch? Like, I don't know. That just for me was like, you know.
And didn't the first time he shook himself out of it, Omega or someone was yelling for him, weren't they?
Maybe that's what like got him out of it, because this time around too, Omega's talking to him too. She's like, we need your help, we need you, Wrecker. So
right.
I was like, maybe that's, I don't know, but oh man, I really feel like we are gonna cry at the end of this show.
They better not. They better not. Whenever he eventually like completely flips the switch, someone better be there to fix it.
I was talking, I forgot who it was. I'm sorry if you're listening and I had this conversation with you, but I was talking to someone, I feel like her name's Kelly, on Instagram that night, and she had told me that a lot of the theories are very sad and heartbreaking. So I like stopped her there. I was like, don't tell me anything, please. I can't take it.
No.
But and then with what Mariah said, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna end bad, isn't it? And I'm tired of the heartbreak.
Seriously, I know we keep joking about like watching it live or something, but I don't think I can. It's like I'm just gonna cry. I feel like.
Oh man, and now that I think about it, I bawled my eyes out at the end of Clone Wars season 7, and then Mandalorian season 2. I feel like that was much worse for me. I cried even harder, and now here we are.
Right, Rebels.
Oh my god, we're not talking about that.
Star Wars just likes to make you cry, or Filoni likes to make you cry.
Filoni just likes upsetting us, and I want to have a conversation with him and be like, who hurt you? Who hurt you that you need to hurt us?
Right?
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I mean, there wasn't really, I mean, the episode was pretty much just focused. There's not like, I guess really a whole lot to talk about. It was just focused on that one thing. They were trying to get
the tactical droid's head.
Yeah.
Which we'll throw it back to. I liked hearing just the word tactical droid and then seeing it, and then the battle droids and the clankers. I was like, oh my god, it's so cool.
Yeah, I do like how they how he reprogrammed the battle droids or whatever to start shooting.
Sorry, but that reminded me the joke.
Which joke?
Is there an echo in here?
Oh, yes. Oh my god.
I like that scene because I like seeing Trace get, very involved with tech, because they're both tech people. So I like seeing that and like where she's like, we need a distraction, and then Rafa, same attitude, is always taking credit for someone else's, and she says, we need a distraction, and she's like, is there an echo in here? Echo's like, yes, I'm Echo.
Oh, that was so
Oh my
funny.
God. You know they did that on purpose.
Oh, yes. And we did see Sid again.
Yes, I was gonna mention that. I love the fact that they're just using her place as a target practice zone, and she doesn't care. It's like, I'd be pissed. What the hell?
Omega's weapon is cool too. I was glad that we saw her try to use it.
I like that she gets the hang of it kind of at the end, but I kind of want to talk about that too. One, I like that they're being firmer with her, like a little bit more strict, because I know that she got, one hit out of the 12 that she was doing, but it goes like, that's luck, that's not skill. And you can tell they like want her to get better, but they're being firm about it. So I like that because I feel like she needs that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
As much as I love her, it's just I don't think she's a troublemaker. I think she's just naive and she's still exploring and learning, and she doesn't know what you're supposed to do. So I like that they're helping her grow.
I do too.
Also, it was a little weird that I kind of thought she would naturally know how to use it because of the whole blaster. But then even Wrecker's like, she's not a natural, huh? And I was like, so what's going on? Because she knew how to use a blaster.
Right.
Without any practice against Crosshair. And now, I just found that odd. I don't know.
But she's watched them use blasters, though. She's never watched anyone use this kind of weapon, has she? I don't know if she just is picking up on stuff really fast. She didn't really watch anyone, did she?
I kind of assumed she saw like the characters from last episodes see him using it.
Yeah.
I assume. I don't know. I don't know. I just kind of found it odd. I was like, I thought, it kind of throws away the theory of like that she can mimic, if that makes sense.
Right.
Especially, we see Sid use it.
Right.
Well, wait a minute. I just realized that Sid uses it, and then later on in the episode, she knows how to use it.
Huh.
Oh, who knows?
I don't know.
We'll see where we go with her. I feel like they're purposely throwing us around with her.
Oh, for sure.
To not give away what exactly is going to be her story or what she is. I think people are still saying she's still force sensitive. So at the end, it might be that. I noticed this episode a lot of things that just kept reminding me of Ahsoka when we first meet her. And I like that people are catching that, where it feels kind of like she's like not the next Ahsoka, but she's kind of like filling that spot of the younger Ahsoka, if that makes sense.
Right.
Because I feel like I have the same love for her as I did with Ahsoka when I first met her, so it's just interesting to see that. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's kind of like filling in the shoes, if that makes sense.
What do we have? We have 10 episodes left. I wonder if this is going to be a one and done. Have they said? Like one season? Do we know?
I don't think there's been anything on it. You know what? You're right.
Because they didn't call it a limited series. Like Obi-Wan, they called that a limited series.
Yeah. My God, I didn't think of that, but what if this is a continuing story? I'm here for it, but
yeah, me too.
I feel like everyone's set on it just being a one and done thing. So I guess we'll see.
They're gonna prolong the pain.
You know what I think might happen if they would continue the series? I would see it not being the full Bad Batch. I would see it being Omega and Hunter. And I don't know, maybe who else, maybe Echo, who knows. But I don't see the whole Bad Batch like staying together.
Right.
If that makes sense.
If I have to watch Wrecker die, and then they continue on with the series without him, man,
I'd be very upset.
I would too.
I kind of would boycott the rest of the seasons for a bit and then watch.
I know.
Like, I'm still upset. You know what? Not watching for a while, and then maybe like later on, okay, I'll give it a chance.
Right. I would probably like the season finale. I'd be like, F this, I'm done. And then a few months later, when season 2 premieres, I'd be like, who else is watching The Bad Batch?
No, that's interesting that you bring that up, because I have not seen that anywhere. I'm sure if someone's watching this and you guys know better than we do, like, let us know. But as to my knowledge, I haven't seen anything about, like, you know, it's a limited series, it's only season 1 and that's it. My God.
Yeah, I feel like we all just kind of assumed that's what it was going to be. But now I don't know.
I'd be here for it, but you're kind of right. We'd be prolonging the pain, and I don't think I can do that again.
Right? Yeah.
Clone Wars took forever to get over with, so...
And that's still, like, season 7 just came out last year, so that still hurts. Like, I knew it was going to happen, and it still hurt so much. So. But yeah.
They knew how to pull on the strings.
Yeah, it was a good episode. I can't really think of anything else that stood out that happened, though. I don't feel like it was very long, and it was just mainly focused on them getting that tactical droid.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I wrote down like notes, and I feel like we covered most of them already, but the episode felt very short to me, and I looked at them, and technically it is the shortest one. It's 24 minutes and a few seconds, and the one prior to that was 25 minutes. So I kind of was like, this is not fair. If we're giving us 16 episodes, every longer than 25 minutes.
Seriously, like, how much shorter can they get? Are we gonna, like, go down and then go back up? Or, because we still have 10 episodes left.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I know there's a lot of, there's, like, a lot of back and forth right now online from what I'm seeing. People are kind of, like, bored with it. I'm not. No. I'm not one of those people. I'm really into it. But I am seeing people who are, like, Star Wars fans, like, diehards, that are like, it's going slow and it's going boring. And
this is very Filoni. It is very...
Yeah.
It's like a slow burn. Like, he slowly builds shit up. Like, it's not... I mean, Clone Wars, we were already, like, in the middle of a friggin' war when that started. But, like, Rebels started slow. And that's just how he does it. And I like it.
Rebels didn't take off till, like, kind of the end, or season 2. Like, where it gets very, like... So, I'm here for it, because I love those boys, and I want as much time as I can get with them. And I kind of agree with you, too. Like, that's technically Filoni's card, is slow. All right, here we go. Here it is!
Right.
You know? So, I kind of was expecting that. When I saw 16 episodes, I was like... Yeah, we're going to have slow episodes at the beginning for a bit, and then, well, we saw Clone Wars Season 7. It was kind of the same deal, too. I know people were upset about that, but, I mean...
Hey, at least we got a Season 7.
That's true. But people were like, we just needed the last 4 episodes. I don't know why he added in these other arcs, and I'm like, for a reason. For a reason. Everything they do is for a reason.
Right. I feel like Bad Batch will probably pick up, like, maybe around 8, like, halfway through the season, I think, is when things will start to pick up. I'm wondering when we're going to come back and see Crosshair.
I know, I keep, you know, I feel like what they're going to do is this week's episode, next week's episode, is not going to be our Bad Batch, it's going to be Crosshair, and people are going to be like, what the hell? Who's the hologram?
Right.
But what if they never show the hologram? You know?
And I
feel like that's...
Yeah. Either way, it would make sense for them to... I feel like we're gonna get a Crosshair-focused episode before things really, like, take off. Like, we're gonna get a break from them. Like you said, we'll see him, and then it's gonna be bam, like, maybe that episode will end, and he's gonna run into them, or Like, I feel like that's how we're going to transition into action.
Because I find it very odd that he's, you know, they keep mentioning him. Obviously, we heard his voice when Wrecker was, you know, fighting the chip. So we're not done with Crosshair. I know we're gonna see him again. It's just at what point.
Right.
And I know people are also like, "Where's Rex?" You know, that's been a waiting thing. But I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks Rex is not gonna be till the end.
Right. Also, I hope that Wrecker's chip, like, that doesn't happen, like, when they're fighting Crosshair.
To be honest with you, I would not be surprised if it does, because we heard his... I just feel like there's something there. Because
Right.
we heard his voice. Like,
right. I don't know, maybe that will happen and they'll have to leave Wrecker and then they find Rex after that. And then he helps them or something. I don't know.
I need to take a look back at the trailer and see who's exactly with Rex. Because I know we just mainly see, like, Hunter and Echo and Tech.
Yeah, it's
Who
Omega
knows?
is there too.
Oh my god. I don't want to think too much about it. I don't want to make theories either, because I feel like I'm just enjoying the show.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a slow burn for the moment.
Yeah, it is. It'll pick up for sure, though.
I'm trying to see what else. Oh, there was like 2 other things that we missed, but they're like not big things. They're just 2 things I wanted to comment on. One, like I said, I'm not a fan of the sisters. I'm sorry. That's just how it... I didn't like them in Clone Wars. I did not like them this episode. I feel like I really don't like Rafa, just because I just don't like her.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate that Trace took forever to help Omega out.
Yeah.
Like, she saw her fall from the very beginning, and it's like, oh, she's gonna go grab her. Nope. Oh, she's gonna grab her before she falls. Nope. Oh, she's gonna grab her before the fire starts. Nope. It's like at the very last second, she like decides to help her, and I kind of was like, they shouldn't be thanking you. You didn't help till like, what happened?
Yeah.
And then I love that Hunter also comes to the rescue, because like, that's her dad.
Yeah.
That's her dad. I love that.
I do too.
Let's see. I think we basically covered everything, because pretty much a lot of the episode is like, I just saw things that reminded me of the Clone Wars, like that trick that they do to attach themselves to the other ship, so they're not sensed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I haven't seen that in a while, but that's cool.
Yeah, I can't really think of...
Sorry guys, if audio listeners, my allergies are kicking in.
Allergies have been brutal already this year.
And we're just in summer. I'm so upset about that.
But yeah, I mean, it was a shorter episode, and can't really think of anything else that we haven't talked about already.
Yeah, it was, I kind of thought that too when I was watching the episode. I was like, man, there's a lot of cool stuff to talk about, but it's kind of very condensed, because it's just, you know, Clone Wars, the sisters, Wrecker, which we've talked about a bunch of times, hitting his head, and we finally saw a glimpse. And that's pretty much it. You know, it's not a major thing, but part of me's like, oh, man, the sisters were... they're either just going to be there to open the door for whoever that hologram person is, or they're going to come back for another episode, because she did say, I know where to find them. So if they do come back, I just won't be surprised.
Yeah.
Because
if they do come back, I'm hoping it's like just like in the beginning of the episode, or I hope it's a full episode.
They just drop off the contact and they're like, all right, peace.
Yes.
I know people are like, oh, why don't you guys like them? I'm sorry. It just, their personality is what I just don't like. Like, both of them. They just, I don't know. I didn't vibe with them in Clone Wars. And it's weird because it was like the arc that I was most excited for was with Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. The sisters just kind of killed it for me. The only thing that I liked that they brought to the table was when they talk about why they don't trust Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
I like that because it was like a different perspective to the Jedi that we normally wouldn't get. But that's pretty much it. I don't like them. I really hope they don't get their own show.
They do dumb shit. Like, honestly.
Yeah, I'm kind of concerned now that I'm thinking about it. It's like they were introduced for a reason. They showed up again. God, please do not give them a show.
Oh my god.
I doubt it, but who knows? Yeah, they kind of do dumb shit. Like, now that I think about it, and it's like...
Yeah, because I remember when we were watching Clone Wars last year, or whenever, it came out, but they annoyed the hell out of Chris. Like, he complained the whole time just how stupid the shit they were doing was.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry if you guys that are listening are fans of the sisters. Like, you know, everyone has their own opinion. There's people who hate Ahsoka. I love her. I feel like every character has that, but I really hate these sisters.
They're my Jar Jar. Like, I like Jar Jar, but the way that people feel
Jar
about
Jar too.
The way that people feel about Jar Jar, I feel like that's how I feel about the sisters.
Yeah. Honestly, because I was always the one defending Jar Jar, and people were like, he's so annoying and so ugly, and I'm like, Misa like him. The fuck?
Seriously.
I like him. I like him personally. It's actually, do you know, like, what happens to him? Like,
yes.
His story?
Yes.
I thought that was so sad. I was like, what the hell, man? Poor Jar Jar, like, is hated, and that's his ending story? Like, that sucks. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, I highly recommend you look up his final story. It's really sad. Maybe people will like him now.
Right.
But yeah, I think you gave a perfect explanation of how I feel about the sisters. I'm not a fan. I'm not here for them. And I really hope if they do come back, they are a little bit more mature. Mm-hmm. They kind of seemed a bit more, like, I feel like Trace seemed a little bit more mature in this episode. Like, she's still, like, I was like, oh, God, you're here. But she didn't annoy me as much as Rafa, who I was like, oh, you're still the same thing. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, overall, I did like the episode, even though they were in it. But I'm looking forward to see where we go from here. I
thought it was interesting, too, the paint job they did on R7. Mm-hmm. So, I want to know if anybody is listening and this happened. I could have sworn that he was painted the original colors as Ahsoka's, like the colors that Ahsoka put on him. But then I watched it again and it was like, oh, I guess that didn't happen. I don't know if I was just sleep deprived but he's like an orange and black, right? Like on the ship?
I think so.
I know he's like mainly black, and then like there's like a different color on him. But I could have sworn he was like the original colors for a moment, and then he like switched. But I thought that was interesting, the new paint job on him. Sorry, my dogs. Did she like pass by? Oh, okay. But yeah, it was a short episode. Hey, stop eating that. Thank you. She likes digging through my trash.
She just wants to join in on the show.
Sorry, I have 3 dogs with me, and I'm just making sure nobody fights.
The show's about to get a lot more interesting.
All right. Well, I'm trying to think anything else to talk about because, like we said, it was a very short episode. Um. Yeah.
But next week, our episode we'll have a lot more to talk about because Loki is coming out this Wednesday.
I was like, there's something I'm forgetting that's not Star Wars related, but I can't remember what it is. And I was like, it has to do with green, but what is it? And I just couldn't. But yes, our show will be much longer now because we'll be adding in Loki and the Bad Batch, and we can hopefully like timestamp it so in case, because they're gonna be on 2 different days, right? Loki's on Wednesday, Bad Batch is on Friday. So
yeah, so when I go to post the video, I will timestamp the transition between like Loki starts here, Bad Batch starts here, so you guys can skip if you don't watch one of the shows or you don't want spoilers on one or whatever. But I am excited. Have you watched a preview yet? I know last time I asked you, you said no. Have you?
I still have not watched it. I was actually watching the Thor movies because I've never seen them. When was it? Yesterday? The day before? So my partner's favorite movie is Thor Ragnarok. And I have to say, I love that one too because I feel like you don't even need to watch anything else related to Thor. Just watching that one, like, it's an awesome film. And then I got kind of curious and I ended up telling him, like, I've actually never seen the other two. So I kind of want to know the connections going on, especially with Loki coming into play. So I watched the first one with him, and then I didn't get to watch the second one. I probably watched that before, but it's just interesting to see his journey, and honestly, Loki like won my heart with the original. It's like I could see why people are obsessed with him.
I love him. That actually reminds me, now that Nerf Herder News is over, it was the one other thing I couldn't remember is Love and Thunder. They wrapped that this past week, so they're done filming.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm so intrigued with the next stages of Marvel because, Jane, who takes the mantle of Thor. What's interesting is that later, I know in the comics, Sam's Captain America, and Jane's Thor date. So I was like, that's interesting that like we're getting there. We're getting to that point. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy.
It's funny. I've actually seen people upset when we first saw that Jane was going to become Thor. And it's just so funny to me because it's not like some random thing that they decided to do to make woman, Thor. Like, it happens in the freaking comics.
A lot of people immediately jump the gun on that and are like, oh, it's to appeal to like the current, like, what is that called? Current climate or whatever. And I'm like, I'm not a comic person just because I get overwhelmed and I feel like there's so many. But I mean, I watch videos on it and they explain like it's been in the comics that she takes over. It's not a thing that they just made up out of thin air. Right. Just, to appease current wants. And same thing with Sam. So a lot of people also were throwing that in there, like, oh, it's the current agenda. Oh, that's the word I wanted.
Yeah.
And like, no, everything they're doing is from the comics. That's where they're getting this stuff from. So
it'd be interesting to see if her story is the same, like if the reason she becomes Thor in the movie is the same as the comic.
But what is it? Because I don't know.
She gets cancer.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the second one. Does it have to do anything with that?
I don't think so. And I've never actually read the comics like you. I've just like looked stuff up but I know that she ends up becoming Thor because she has cancer. So I don't know if that's like how he tries to save her or exactly what happens, but I know that that's involved.
I don't like that because with knowing that she dates Sam's Captain America, it's like, well, what happened?
Right?
I don't like that. Like, that kind of breaks my heart a little. Well, we'll see. Maybe, who knows? I feel like that'd be a good story line to follow. And it seems like they are following the comics. They just change a few things here and there. Um, but we'll see. That's I'm excited for that film because I feel like ever since Thor Ragnarok, they've I feel like they've upped up Thor's movies. Because after watching the first one, I kind of was like, man, that was a big leap. That got better.
Yeah. Can we just talk about? I'm so impressed. Have you seen pictures of Natalie Portman?
I saw some of the leaked pictures and like I was like,
Like, she's a tiny woman and she really beefed up for this role.
I feel like people don't give her enough credit when it comes to being an actress. And I feel like I really hope that they see like that's dedication right there because if being small, it's not easy to bulk up. It's really not. So it's I saw it and I was like, damn. She wants to do it right and like I said, it's a lot of dedication. I feel like any other person would have quit halfway. Like,
yeah,
you know? So I'm excited to see her in her outfit.
Me too.
With the muscles.
Yes, yes. No CGI.
Oh, I know. Like, I feel like they could have easily done that, but she was like, no, we're not doing that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it right.
Right. So I'm excited. But yeah, I'm super excited for Loki. It looks so good. And I love him. Tom Hiddleston is the best.
I have such a crush on Tom Hiddleston. Like, it was before Loki, so when I saw him as Loki, I was like, oh my god. He looks like such an emo boy to me, so that's mainly why.
He really does. And
I'm trying to think.
He plays the part so well too.
I was like I watched the first one and I was like, he's not that bad in this, like, you know, how I've seen him. But then my partner was like, oh, you'll see, like, he starts to like slowly get into his character and he does it so well. And I was like, yeah, I can see the difference from the first film up into the recent stuff that I saw him in, and like, I love that. And he explained to me, my partner told me about how he got the role, and he was a little bit upset about it too, but he didn't know. Like, I guess he told me that basically what happened is he auditioned for Thor.
Oh, okay.
And they told him, you're hired, but they never told him it was for Thor. They just said, we hired you for a part. And it seems like he was assuming that it was for Thor. And when he found out, like, you're not playing Thor, he got upset. And I guess he still like was like, I guess fine, like, you know, I'll go for it. And Loki ended up being a more popular character than Thor.
Right.
So
yeah, he killed
now
it.
He ended up like being super happy about it, which I was like, that's interesting because he probably thought like, oh, this is gonna suck, and now he's like one of the most loved characters ever.
Yeah. So it'll be good. And I love Owen Wilson is going to be in the show. I can't think of anyone else I've seen, but I thought that was funny.
Who is he playing?
I don't remember. He's wherever Loki is sent to, he's like the person. I don't know if he's in charge of everyone, but he seems to be in charge of Loki. So.
Like a narrator or?
No, like Owen Wilson is actually in the show.
That's interesting. So he kind of just follows him around.
Yeah,
I feel like I have to watch the trailer to get a better idea.
Yeah, I'll send you a trailer after we're done here because it's good. But yeah, so next week, Loki and Bad Batch. I can't think of anything else.
And I'm trying to think of like anything else. It's gonna be a really short episode. Well, any updates? Like, I feel like people I've seen if you watch Rex and Around, they're taking their show like in a new direction, and I like it because, well, as part of their community, I usually am very interested in whatever they're up to personally in their lives, and they've kind of done like they shorten their Star Wars talk now. Like they're very like precise and just and not even talking about Easter eggs or anything like that. They just kind of do what you and me do, where we just talk about the parts that we enjoyed, and then like that's it. And then they move on to like, oh well, this is happening, and like, you know, in their lives, and they kind of just talk and just chill. So I found that interesting, and I was like, oh, people actually like that, so why not give an update?
Right. I can't think of anything really. I'm a boring person. Like I work and I hang out with my kids. I know we've mentioned it before, but we're planning to all meet up in October. So.
Oh, did you see it's not Oogie Boogies, which is I know what we're aiming for. What's that other event that they talked about? They released info on already?
For World or Land? Because I know World is doing Boo Bash.
Land.
I don't know.
They talked about a Halloween event. That's details are gonna come in less than 2 weeks already. Oh my god, what is it called? I don't know if it's Mickey's thing. I feel like it was a different name.
I don't know how I missed that.
Let me double check. I could have sworn I saw something about that. Well, maybe somebody will comment it down below, but...
Yeah, if you guys know of anything that's happening for Halloween at Disneyland, then let us know, because that's when we're planning to be there. Is at the end of October, beginning of November, so...
Yeah, we're really trying to aim to get into the Boo Bash, because I've never gone.
Yeah.
And it looks like so much fun.
Yeah, and I've done Oogie Boogies, and it was great, so I would love to do another Halloween party. But that's really, I mean, I can't think of anything amazing that I have coming up. Do you have anything? What's going on with you?
I was gonna say, do you have any like pre-orders that you're waiting for? Oh, you already shared your Christian autograph, right, on the channel?
Oh yes, I did do a Hayden Christensen unboxing. I'm sad you can see the bottom of it right there, but it's just out of focus. I'm like, I should just go rip it off the wall so you guys can see it. But if you want to see it, I did do an unboxing. I ordered that back in February, so I was pretty stoked when it got here. I was like waiting. It was funny, the day that it got here, I actually had a really bad migraine, and I was like not wanting to do an unboxing, but I didn't want to wait to open it. And I had done like a poll on my Instagram and asked people if they wanted me to do it, and they said yes. So I'm like, I'm gonna feel like an ass if I don't do this. So it's like 3 minutes because it's just the autograph, but it came out really good. So you guys should check it out. I can't think of any other pre-orders. I did Avengers Campus released some Funkos that were limited release, so I got the Spider-Man one. I'm excited for that.
I really want a spider bot.
I know, me too. I do too. I'm scared for the amount of money I'm gonna spend when we go down there.
I saw them in person a while back. I think they had them when I met up with you. They had the regular colored ones, but I saw the Iron Man one, and I really want that one.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that.
I don't know if you can get it at the downtown Disney area, because I avoid it now that the park's open. I feel like it's so hard now to just summon up like the energy to go down there just for downtown Disney. But yeah, I really want the Iron Man one because they look so cool.
I'll have to look at that one. I love Iron Man, and I've only seen like the Spider-Man themed one.
They have Spider-Man, they have Black Panther, they have the Wasp, they have Ant-Man, they have Black Widow.
Gosh.
Like they're all like the spiders, but they're versions of the superheroes. Right.
Huh.
And they even have a little area where you can battle them, which I was like, yo, why didn't we have that in Batu?
I would, right?
That would have been cool to have a little droid area to like.
Yes.
You know?
That would be so cool. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, that's my main focus is just saving up and trying to get down there to see you and go to the parks. So I do. I guess I have a bunch of Funkos that I pre-ordered that are going to arrive all summer, and I'm debating on not opening any of them and then doing just like a big
Big.
Funko unboxing at the end of the summer because it's going to be a shit ton of them.
I feel like I should leave the unboxings to you guys because I still haven't finished up mine for my Disney trip, and that was like a month ago. You know what? The only reason I've held off is because I keep forgetting to grab the dark saber from my partner's house, which I wanted to include in it, but now I'm kind of like, you know what? It's been too long. I'm at a point where I'm just gonna throw up the other stuff.
Yeah.
I had some people asking me on Pop Shop because they saw the Darth Maul doll, the Toydarian Maker's doll, and I'm kind of surprised people still don't know it's out there. Like, it's been out for a month now. I'm trying to think of updates too, and I feel like I don't. Other people are like, "Why don't you update stuff on the shop?" And I'm like, "Oh, you guys, guys." I don't work with a schedule because it's so hard to do so with how I think. Like, I usually try my best to schedule things out, but you know, with Star Wars, when there's always new stuff coming out, it's like, oh, well, the schedule goes out the window. But I don't really have updates. The shop is kind of on pause right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Me either. I know we keep talking about doing Twitch. We got to figure that out at some point. It's like hard now with like both these shows are going to be coming out, and might just have to pick a different day, or I don't know. It's hard. I'm the hard one. I have 3 kids, so I have to work around that schedule, and then during the week I've got a regular job that I work 5:30 in the morning.
I've seen people usually stream like on the weekdays, and it's like usually kind of late from what I've seen. But I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I'm too old for that shit. By the time my daughter's asleep and then I have to get up at like 4:30 in the morning, I'll be dead to the world. I need to win the lottery so that I can just do these things and not have a regular job.
I wish. I'm kind of like, I'm like I don't even want to say it, but I'm kind of like on that line where I could make the pin shop full time, but it's like, it could go either way, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of like in the air right now with that because it's I feel like it's getting harder and harder to be a small business just because, especially like in California, they changed the tax on that. I believe it used to be like if you earn more than 2,000, you have to report it. Now it's like if you earn more than 600, you have to report it. Yeah.
Wow.
And I think that happened because of the pandemic, because so many people started small businesses, and it's it was going well, and people are realizing like, I think it's much more worth it to work for myself than to work for someone else, which is how I feel. And I do have a day job, but it's like, it's from home, and it's like taking care of my family. So I don't really feel like it's a job. So that's why I have more time for the shop. But I'm hitting that point where it's like, it could go either way, but it's still kind of scary, because it's like, and every day there's more and more creators, which is awesome, but it's starting to flood the community and making it a little harder to like get out there, if that makes sense, or like stand out. Which, like, people are gonna be like, well, then your stuff's not good enough. And to be honest, I have to agree with that. If like you're kind of drowning in it, then you either need to improve either in advertising or in like your stuff. It's always just about getting better. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
If I could work for myself, I would, but I'm like not talented in anything that I could make money off of.
See, but that's the interesting part is this is not in any way talking badly or anything. This is just something that I've seen that people do, which I feel like is another creative way of getting around that. You hire an artist.
Yes,
Like,
I do
I
see a
know
lot of people do
creators,
that.
they hire artists, and there's nothing wrong with that. And they have their own, they work for themselves. So
Mm-hmm.
if you ever want to do that, there you go.
Well, I didn't even ask you beforehand. Do you have a Mental Health Monday quote?
I do. The thing is, though, I grabbed it off this. I definitely recommend you guys follow this account on Instagram. It's called We the Urban. They post a lot of daily stuff that just, it's very, I don't know how to speak right now. It's really helpful with mental health.
Mm-hmm.
I follow them because honestly, I'll just happen to open Instagram and they happen to post something that I just need to hear, and it just helps a lot. So I grabbed one off their Instagram because I like it, just resonated a lot with me this week, so I wanted to share it with everybody. And the quote is, care about yourself the way you care about others.
That's a good one.
I definitely want to like add on to that because I feel a lot of the time, especially like, well, I guess it varies person to person. I don't want to say everybody, but we forget to take care of ourselves, especially like if we do have like mental health issues. It's much harder to take care of yourself, and you tend to just help others because, well, at least it's what I do. I don't know how to take care of myself, so then I start taking care of other people to kind of distract from me, which is bad. And you gotta kind of call yourself out on that and go back and, take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, then you're not going to be okay, and at that point you can't help anybody else.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you do need to take care of yourself, whether it's for yourself or for other people.
Yeah. I think we all definitely need that reminder.
And take a break. If you feel overwhelmed, take a break, step back. There's nothing wrong with setting boundaries. There's nothing wrong with taking a day off to like reset, or a week. I feel like I need a month off to reset. You saw I took like 2 days off and it helped, but it still doesn't feel like it was enough. So don't worry what other people say. I feel like people worry too much about that. They feel like, oh, if I do that, people are gonna think I'm selfish or I'm lazy. People that actually care about you are gonna get it and not make you feel bad about it. So do it.
Yes. All right. Well, I guess that's it for this episode. So, may the force be with you guys.
Till they spire.
And we love you 3000. Bye.